Today, I'm sharing with you tip number 5 of the healthy morning habits that I have implemented. And this is the newest healthy habit that I've just started to do, and I call it Take 5. So whether you want to call it meditation or visualization, or just taking some time to get your thoughts together, whatever you want to call it, but it's really powerful to just pause, just to take 5 and to let your thoughts come together and get your focus right on what you intend to do with your day. Because the phrase, the day got a hold of me, the day got away from me, or, take control of your day or it will control you. All those sayings are true. And you have the choice to take control of your day. It's just oftentimes this little scapegoat, I think, for people to use. And really, you just need to take responsibility and make the choice that you will take control of your day. So your thoughts are really powerful. Your subconscious mind is always working on those thoughts that you really truly believe and intend and want for your life. You setting your intents with what you really want to accomplish that day, with what you really want in your overall life. Maybe your bigger picture is to accomplish some huge goal. Maybe it's to have a different job, to climb a big mountain, or to those are some examples. And so just by putting those thoughts into your head each morning, like I said, your subconscious mind goes to work on how those things can be accomplished. I'm also a big believer in the law of attraction. So just by dwelling on those things, those things will come into your life, right? So I don't know if you've ever noticed, but for example, I have been wanting a Jeep recently. And have you ever noticed that if you think about a Jeep, you notice them driving around more, right? You think, oh my gosh, now there's Jeeps everywhere, right? You're just making yourself more aware of that thing. And I believe that visualization has a strong power in that. And so, for example, the Jeep, if that's something I really truly wanted, visualizing that every morning and spending some time thinking about it, my brain is doing that work to make that my reality. So I feel it's really powerful to do that. And the Jeep was sort of just a random example. I really more focus on what I want out of my day and my life. So those bigger things that I want to accomplish, and then those things that I want to get done today. Because if you don't set a purpose for your day, if you don't set things you want to accomplish or things you want to do that day, your day gets away from you. So that's what I'm talking about with that purposeful 5 minutes of intent, or setting your purpose, or meditation, however you want to call it, whatever words you believe in or feel connected with. That's why I think it's really important to set that time. Also, it just helps you not feel so busy and stressed of the day. So you're just starting your day in a calm way. So some things you could do if you're wanting to give this a try is, again, I don't have my Apple Watch on me, but I love the Apple Watch because it has that little timer where it's not like blowing up in your face, but it's just a little like tap on your wrist. And I really like to use that during my 5 minutes of visualization, meditation, whatever you want to call it, because when I'm doing that, I'm really calm and focused, and I don't like to be jolted out of that. But some things I think about are the goals that I want to achieve, not only that day, but my bigger goals. And more recently, I'm just focusing on my bigger goals, because as I get into a calm state for 5 minutes and I think about the things I want to do today, that leads me to wanting to write things down. And don't forget this, don't forget this. So by focusing on the bigger picture of those goals that you want to achieve, obviously those little things that pop into your head are baby steps to get to that bigger goal. So they will be there afterwards. Just focus on those bigger things. So my daily routine, just now that we've gone through all 5 of my steps, looks like this. So, well, let's go over this first of all, just in case I happen to forget something. The 5 healthy morning habits. I don't know why I have such a trouble with that phrase. Wake up and write something on your list that you're grateful for. Whether that be in a book next to your bed, your phone, a notepad, whatever that may be. Write something, one thing that you're grateful for. And we talked about all those benefits on Monday. My second step is I drink water. I drink 8 to 10 ounces is my minimum. I try to get in 24 ounces within the first 30 minutes of waking up. I have not done that today, but I've got to start on it. So write something you're grateful for. Drink 8 to 10 ounces of water. Eat a healthy breakfast. We covered all of that, but obviously that's super important. Take 10 minutes to read or listen to something of positivity or personal growth. And typically that is done right now during this time that I'm sharing with you guys. And then my last tip was take 5 minutes. And usually that is after everybody's off to school and all the busyness of the day is done and I'm ready to start my work day. So that is my method, my routine for it, and I just really recommend you guys take a look at your day, what your day looks like, what you need to accomplish in the morning, and how are you going to get that 5 minutes in. Maybe you decide that 5 minutes is the very, very, very first thing you do. Maybe that's what you do right away when you wake up. Maybe sit up in bed and do it there, or maybe it's you get dressed and you just take a minute sitting on the kitchen chair before you get all your breakfast stuff going. Or maybe you're going to be like me, and after the busyness of the day is done, before you get into your work day, you take 5 minutes. I just want to talk a little bit more about my visualization and what some tips you can do for that. I have a couple sentences of a mantra that I like to say that will really help me get in that state to visualize. First of all, when I set my 5-minute timer, I just take a few minutes to calm my breath. I just inhale, exhale, and just pay attention to my breathing. And I'll tell you, years ago, I just thought all this was silly. Like, why would you even pay attention to your breathing? It's just such a waste of time. And I told myself all those things. So if you're telling yourself those things right now, there's still hope for you. You could still decide that this would be of value. But it just helps you calm down. Sometimes we don't notice how stressed we get or how busy we get or how caught up in other things we get. We don't even pay attention to ourselves. So I just take a few moments, probably 3 breaths, maybe sometimes 2, and just breathe and calm myself to really focus my intent on my thoughts. And your first time doing these 5 minutes, you may find that you have a really hard time sitting still, that these things pop into your head. But I promise, the more you do it, the easier it will get. So I'm not perfect, but it does get easier, and I do get better with practice. So after I've taken those breaths, I repeat my mantra, and that is about 2 to 4 sentences of just what I want for my family and what I want for myself, what kind of life I want them to live. One of the things that I always repeat to myself is, I give freely because I am debt-free. And that's something that's really important to me, that I want to be able to, give at Christmas time, donate to charities without having the stress of, how is this going to impact my family financially? And I want to be able to give gifts at holidays and just not spoil people and go overboard, but just not have to worry about what it is. If there's something truly on my heart, what I want to give somebody, I just want to give it no matter what it costs. I want to be able to do things with my family, explore things, not necessarily have these lavish vacations, but just be able to not have money as a worry, that we can go visit places, go do things, go to plays, go to concerts. I want my daughter to be able to go in any, 4-H camp or music camp, any kind of camps that she wants, and not have to limit ourselves on how much we do those things. I want to be able to go explore other states and countries with my family. And it's the experiences that I want, not necessarily being able to relax and vacation, but just those experiences together. So in order to make that happen, I know that my finances have to be at that place. So that's something that I really focus on. And then from there, I visualize myself doing all those things with my family. I don't picture myself, I don't picture the actual money or the piece of paper that says that we went to the place, but I experience my family. I visualize my family in that spot, in that place, and how we feel together, how we, the feeling of holding my daughter's hand and running around and exploring this new place, looking at my husband and seeing his face and see how much joy this brings him. Those are the things that I focus on, and that's that visualization process of those are the things that I really, really want. So now I'm going to go do all those things to make it happen. And by really setting your intent for your day, those things, again, that come up that are out of your control, the flat tire, the crabby coworker, you can deal with those things so much better when you truly understand what you want in life and what your true intent is. And you realize that you will react to those people, those things, those circumstances in a much different way, a place of calm and a place of understanding that it's not you, it's them, and then you're able to react in a much better way with them. So that is my tip number 5, the visualization. That's a tough word for me to say for some reason. Meditation, whatever you want to call it. Take 5 is a good way of putting it. Anyway, so those are my tips for this week. I hope you've enjoyed them. Please comment with any feedback you have on these things, if you've tried them, if you're struggling with them. I'm not an expert, but I can offer any tips that I do, and maybe that would help you. So have a great Friday, guys.